Oh boy, I was meant to be fan casting something else this week, but I heard the news that this is actually happening, and I got overexcited. So here's this thing. What are we doing today? I'm glad you asked, guys. What's up? It's Pieman, and welcome to another fan cast. I thought recently, damn, we must be starting to run out of Disney animated classics to fan cast. And then I realized, no, I've only done like 16 or 17 of them. There's 58. So if you guys see it, like if you look through the fan cast playlist on the channel after watching this one, of course, then, you know, give me your ideas. What favourite Disney classics of yours am I missing out and should be fan casting? Because there's a lot, but I'm not exactly going to cast Make Mine Music or Fun and Fancy Free, huh? That's the first time some of you have heard those names, haven't you? Those are movies. Those are Disney movies from the 40s. Anyway, before we start today, I've got some of your comments featuring your own fan casts to read out. For example, Andrew Cabal wants Jason Momoa as Tarzan. Okay. While Davod Latch wants Keira Knightley as Jane Porter. Interesting. Easton Plays wants to cast Jennifer Lopez as a live-action Elsa from Frozen. Really? Okay. Balint Vassi wants to see Owen Wilson playing Miguel from The Road to El Dorado. Which, yep, that's the hair. It's in the hair, isn't it? Yeah. Emmett Skargaston Larimer. Nice name, man. He wants KJ Apa to play Disney's Hercules. As a point of defiance against the existence of Riverdale, I never cast anyone who starred in that in any role, but that could work. Anyway, let's get on with our fan casting of Lilo and Stitch. But thank you guys for those comments, and leave more of your own castings below if you want them read out in the next video. So Lilo and Stitch is a vastly underrated Disney classic. It was in the bad period for Disney. You know, that kind of like 2001 to 2009-ish region. Their films didn't do well, and as such, you know, this bombed relatively hard, not really hard. It makes you wonder, you know, would a live-action remake actually make any money? Oh, it'd be expensive. God, yeah, that does make you wonder. It's fine. It'll probably be fine. But if they're doing it, which they are, as announced, like, on Sunday, then they're going to need a good damn cast. So here it is. Lilo is a little Hawaiian girl with a big temper and no friends. Damn, it's a sad beginning, isn't it? And it doesn't feel that sad, but she's got these anger issues. No friends, no parents. God, no parents. Obviously no parents. She's a Disney character. She really needed a dog, goddammit, but she'll never get one because Stitch would probably just eat it. So this kind of casting is always a bit problematic for me because, I mean, obviously there is the race thing. You know, you want someone who is, like, properly Hawaiian. Hard to find because little girl Hawaiian actresses aren't exactly that common. They will probably just cast an unknown for this role, but I'm going to cast somebody who I just think would be good, leaving out kind of as much of the race politics as I can, okay? So I'd like Aubrey Anderson-Emmons for Modern Family. That's the only thing she's ever done, literally, is star in Modern Family. But she's done that for, what, the last 7, 8 seasons? She took over the role from other people in like the 3rd season, so that sounds about right. And she's just fantastic as Lily, okay? She is still only 12 now, which is about the right age probably to play Lilo. She's meant to be a bit younger than that probably, but you know, 12-year-old playing, you know, 10 or 9-year-old is probably fine. And basically Lily is just the sassiest person ever. I love her. Even if you've never watched Modern Family, do yourself a favor and just look up Lily Modern Family being sassy, and just she's so great. She's so much fun, and Lilo is definitely that kind of annoying sassy little girl, which is perfect. Next, after that you need Stitch. Now this is one of those occasions where I say that the casting I'm going to say is, you know, it's only for if you didn't want to bring back the original voice, because Chris Sanders voiced Stitch in Lilo and Stitch, in all of the direct-to-video sequels, in the TV show that came on Disney Channel afterwards, and in pretty much every video game I think that Stitch has been in since. So it would be a horrible injustice not to let him voice his character who's just going to have to be CGI'd anyway. But if you wanted somebody who could also do the motion capture for Stitch, then I would say get Andy Serkis, because that's just his kind of role, okay? So that's my casting, but it's very much conditional on the fact that, you know, I think they should just stick with the original, okay? Great. Next. Okay, title characters are done. The pressure's off, huh? Next is Nami, who's Lilo's sister and caretaker, mother. She's in charge of Lilo, okay? Or at least she's meant to be, but that's kind of hard because Lilo is Lilo, right? Nani has had a hard time of it. I mean, she lost her parents too, and she barely gets to be sad about it because she's so busy looking after Lilo. Her pain isn't really addressed as much in the animated film as it should have been, you know? She's going through a lot, okay? Anyway, I think Janel Parrish would be a great Nani. That's right, I found a Hawaiian-born actor for this role, okay? There are other people who could do it. My concern was I wanted initially to cast Aubrey Cravalho, I don't know how to pronounce her name, the girl who played Moana, because she'd be great. But she's 20, and thusly kind of, you know, 20 in Hollywood age is like 15. So I was kind of like, no, that's probably too young to be Nani. Like, Nani, it's never really said that she's like way older than Lilo. She must be like at least 18 to be looking after her. But I'm kind of thinking in my head a bit older still, because Janel Parrish is about 30, but would be playing probably easily low 20s, which is kind of right in my head, okay? Next, David, in my mind, is an opportunity for some fun, because in the original version, he's this unlucky in love, fire dancing guy who has a crush on Nani, and he just wants to help her and Lilo out. And then he somehow gives 2 people and 4 aliens a ride to shore on a surfboard from where they crash. But anyway, he's just quite the comedic character a lot of the time. But you know what would make that even better is if this sincere, helpful, rather awkward character was played by a massive, super confident monster of a man like Jason Momoa. Holy shit. Make Aquaman be David. It's too good an opportunity to pass up. And it only seems fair that in the one film in all the world that's purely about Hawaii, the man who is so fiercely Hawaiian it hurts stars in it, okay? Next. Jumba is the alien scientist that creates Stitch and 625 other experiments, but that couldn't be less important unless you were a kid when the TV show came out and were vastly disappointed to find out that they didn't actually make 625 episodes of the TV show so that you could see and catalogue each of the experiments in turn, because that would be silly. Stupid. So stupid. But yeah, Jumba basically, he comes to Earth searching for Stitch because the Grand Councilwoman is going to, like, I don't know, execute him, or just at least imprison him for being a mad scientist if he doesn't bring Stitch back. I kind of think John Rhys Davies should play him. Yes! Because I actually had to look it up and check that he didn't play Jumba in the original film. His voice is kind of different, but it's got this like powerful quality to it, which is just so great. And he's so good at that kind of gruff, commanding, but slightly comedic character. If you don't believe me, he played Gimli, okay? He's Gimli. You don't want Gimli as Jumba, I want Gimli as Jumbo, okay? That's just what I want, leave me alone. Next. Pleakley, on the other hand, is a much more timid alien. He's sent by the Grand Councilwoman. He's this kind of agent, not really spy, just desk worker, I don't know, to help Jumba capture Stitch, and then is just vastly not suited to it. I think Martin Freeman should play Pleakley. There's a lot of kind of timid actors you could cast. I was tempted by the idea of someone like Jim Parsons, who played Sheldon, but Martin Freeman he's got that quality of, I don't know, it's because of like his role in the Black Panther film that I was thinking of, that kind of desk agent sent out to do all this other stuff that he's not quite qualified for, and he's kind of in deep water. But at the same time, is there any better gruff, in-charge guy and timid pairing than Gimli and Bilbo Baggins? I don't know why I'm thinking so much in Lord of the Rings terms, but nice, right? Next. So Gantu is the real villain of the piece over Jumba and Pleakley. He's a giant alien guy, and I'm kind of in two minds about this one, because again, you could cast Kevin Michael Richardson, who did the original voice, since this is just a hulking giant alien who's just completely CGI work, really. But I've always kind of thought Gantu was like, you could go a slightly less serious route with him. You know, he does like make kind of jokes and cracks, but he's such a straight-faced person that I kind of think it'd be really good to bring in somebody different, maybe, if you wanted to go a different way, who could do similarly kind of straight-faced, powerful voice, but just be so funny when he decides to be, okay, even while remaining kind of straight-faced about it. So I would really like it if they cast Andre Braugher as Gantu, because Captain Holt as Gantu, oh my god, okay. Next, the Grand Councilwoman is not a huge role, but she is important because she's got to be this commanding presence that just scares the likes of Gantu and Jumba while they're standing around her, even though she's not like as big or anything. She's in fucking charge, okay? In my mind, you want somebody who could, you know, lead MI6, who has been knighted as a dame by the Queen. Knighted as a dame? Deemed? Damned? No. Anyway, I want Judi Dench to play the Grand Councilwoman, because again, if nothing else, I had to look it up to check that she didn't originally. Yeah. And if you're wondering who did originally, it was Zoe Caldwell, who unfortunately passed away earlier this year, so she's unavailable to reprise it. But Judi Dench would be great. Yeah. Next, finally, I know this is what you've been waiting for. We need to cast Cobra Bubbles. The secret agent turned social worker is just the best, okay? He's Cobra fucking Bubbles. I know it's hard because this man is so damn iconic. Ving Rhames voiced him in the original, so it's tempting to do a reprisal, but I kind of wanted somebody just a bit younger to be this big, hulking, scary, brilliant guy. So in my mind, it's gotta be Idris Elba. It's gotta be Idris Elba, doesn't it? He'd just be so great. Because even around guys like Jason Momoa and giant CGI Gantu, he's got to have the biggest dick in the room, okay? Idris fucking Elba, okay? That's all for this fan casting, guys. But on a final important note, I should mention that Dwayne Johnson should play Lilo's hula instructor, the one who just stares in amazement as she talks about Pudge the fish and how you can't eat tuna because he's a fish. I felt I needed to mention that, okay? So let me know what other fancasts you guys want to see in the comments below. Rest assured I am working on the Roald Dahl fancasts that I was talking about recently. And don't forget to subscribe to never miss another fancast, a vlog or a 1-minute review. I have a separate gaming channel as well called Culture Shock Gaming, which you should also check out because that's just also a lot of fun. Bye!